Hey, folks, Dave here. And first off, Merry Christmas to everybody. It is Christmas Eve. Santa's only a few hours away from arriving here on the East Coast of the United States. And it's got me thinking. I just want to jump on and say hi to everybody. See who wants to come in and chat tonight. Maybe you're hanging out, you get the phone in your hand or something like that. I just want to say hi. Boy, I just think it's Christmas as a kid was so cool, wasn't it? Christmas as a kid was so cool. You got all the presents and the whole anticipation of it all, and and now as an adult, it's much different. It's much different as an adult. Sean D, how's it going, buddy? I'm hanging in there. We kind of did some Christmas festivities today, and because me and the wife swapped a couple of gifts and had a big meal. Boy, she cooked too much food again, just for a couple of us here. And just jumping on to say hi. RF, good to see you, man. Hope everybody's having a good Christmas Eve here. One of the things I used to like to really enjoy. You like the Reds hat, Steve? You like the Reds hat? Cool, thanks. Yeah, I got some new pennants too. I got a whole bunch of new pennants off of eBay this week, so I'm gonna be rotating them in. I've gone through the 20 or 25 I've had. I rotated those in. Yeah, Christmas as a kid was so much fun. The anticipation. I remember as a kid, was it 79? They had all these pennants in the tree, like on the sticks and everything. I woke up and I come down to the tree and it was like 20 pennants in the tree. And it was great. It was, oh man, I think I might have a couple of them, but I think I get rid of them. Then I bought them all back on eBay, but it was fun waking up to the present. I don't know how they ever did it. Seriously. I don't have kids, so I never had to do it. I have no idea how my parents ever got all the presents there. I just, you'd wake up and I always envisioned like a boom, like whoa, what was that? And all the presents just kind of just magically appeared. Your brother's a big Reds fan. Yeah. Obviously, Steve, I'm here in the Boston area, but one of my grandmothers was from the Cincinnati area. And so she was a Cincinnati fan. So I kind of became a Cincinnati fan for her, as she used to say. So midlife crisis, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Yeah, we're trying to do. Oh, I get red, white, and blue racing. That was the one thing I got for Christmas. I got red, white, and blue racing. And I got the play mats too that I bought myself, but I get red, white, and blue racing. So I'll be playing some of that this weekend. Unfortunately, Studio C was turned into a dining room today, so I couldn't lay out any mats or play anything. But that is that. Mark, Merry Christmas to you. Randy, Merry Christmas. Chris, yeah, steamrollers for everybody, right? I found the old Hershey pictures from, was it 2001? Actually, they're right here. Look at this. Look at that, Hershey. 2001. Yep, there's your dad on there, and there's your mom, Chris. And there's, oh, look at Sharon with the long hair. Yep, 2001. We took a trip down to Hershey. I don't know if we went 3 times, I think, and you went with us once, and I don't know. Yeah, Chris, I don't know who, if you went down the second time with us or the first time. I don't remember how that went. But Steve Tower, I'm gonna love red, white, and blue. I like the golf game. I do, and in fact, I was watching some of your videos the other day too on. They really helped me like get started. I like to watch some videos of the games just to kind of get me started. So then when I sit down, I'm not like really lost. So after you see somebody play it enough times, you can have an idea what's going to happen. So when you read the directions, you're like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. But yeah, I got the mat, and the golf game's great. It just takes 5 hours because I get into it. I really get into it. I sit there, and after the hole, I envision what happened, and it's just I get into my games. So I'll get into the red, white, and blue racing as well. The only thing I don't know if they can do, what's neat with golf is that you can just take 4 golfers and play them out with the History Maker golf. I don't know if you could do that with the racing, if you can just race, differently, or if you do need to race the whole game. That's the one thing I'll have to read on the directions that, do you have to do the whole 3 or 4 hour circuit thing, or can you just, have a few guys race against each other? I don't know how all that works. But I do like watching NASCAR in the summertime at night. I like the night races especially. And Mark, oh, you're liking the PC Replay basketball videos that I'm doing? Yeah, that's fun. Oh my gosh, PC Replay basketball is so fun. I can just sit back and I can get through a game pretty quick. I can enjoy it. You can watch the lead changes. I wish they would make a hockey game. The PC Replay basketball and the PC Replay baseball games are just so good for I'm a casual gamer type guy. And so I just really, really enjoy it. Speaking of casual gamer guys, look at this guy right here.
That was quick.
I was going to have you go small box.
Of course you were.
I'm going to have you go big box. You were. So welcome, my good friend, best friend.
How you doing, buddy?
Hanging in there. Dave Little joins us here. Dave, hi. I was just talking. Just telling everybody I got red, white, and blue for Christmas, so I can't wait to fire that up on the mat.
I used to have that Red Sox pennant.
I just got that in today.
I know you've gotten some vintage ones, and that was the one they had in the early '80s. And so here's a long story.
All right, hang on a second.
All right, yeah.
All right. Is this going to be a long story?
Not too terribly long.
All right, go ahead. Please continue.
I will continue. May it please the court.
If it pleases the court.
So it's not a rant.
Oh, sorry, wrong button. My bad. That was
Christmas bloody Eve, man.
That's my mistake. It really is. It's my mistake.
So, favorite uncle went down to visit him in Connecticut, and yes, Monty, I will take door number 2. Favorite uncle went down to Connecticut, and when I was 9 or 10, summer of '81. Yes, the
Oilers pennant. I just got that in the other day. Yeah,
I like that one too. That's a good one.
So favorite uncle,
and so I got taken to my first memorabilia store. So 10 years old, time of my life, picking out cards, and they had pennants there. And so obviously, being a Red Sox fan, I got a Red Sox pennant, and that's hopefully not the exact same one, but same design, probably the same color. It's about 40 years old. That you've got there. That's pretty cool. They also had, because I know you like defunct teams, the New England T-Men. Do you remember them?
No, I don't know.
They were Boston's entry for a couple years in the old North American Soccer League.
I was going to say it had to be soccer. Yeah. But that's the T-Men sounds familiar. It really does.
They played at Schaefer.
Oh, okay. Speaking of Oilers, I saw Earl Campbell.
Did you?
Yep. I was at Oilers game in New England, Foxborough Stadium, Schaefer Stadium. I was probably, 10, 12 years old, and Patriots beat him good. They held him. I was like, boy, this is Earl Campbell. He's not that good. I remember watching the game. It's like, well, the Patriots always had a good defense,
Yes.
And they just stuffed him that day.
And John Hannah. They also had John Hannah.
Yeah. They couldn't run. Oh, I was watching today on YouTube was Patriots Steelers 1976. I think it was the opening day game. It was like week 1 highlights or something like that. It was pretty cool. RF says, TP21, 75% off on Steam.
You can't beat it for $5. You can't beat it even for regular price because you can do anything with it.
But the problem with the OTP is I have a hard time doing anything. I honestly, no joke, is I tried to set up the 75 series with Boston and the Reds, and boy, I couldn't get the Cincinnati, or Fenway Park to come up on the baseball screen. And I've done it in the past, but for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to get those screens up there. And I've done it, but everything in that game is just way too hard for me.
It's not my cup of tea for replays, but if I'm doing something fictional, oh, absolutely, it's very immersive. But so yeah, it's my favorite fictional baseball sim, but action and replay and others for actually replaying seasons. So, and the team had moved to Jacksonville. So what were you talking about when I really interrupted you?
I was just kind of saying how fun a Christmas was as a kid and the anticipation of waking up. I mean, as a kid, I never get up that early, but I mean, Christmas morning, I remember there's one Christmas morning, it's probably 78, 79. And I couldn't sleep. And I went downstairs and I saw the wall of presents and I just was like, well, it's unbelievable, and I remember walking the dog in the pitch black at 5:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. It's like, all right, well, I got to do something.
Sure.
So I'm walking the dog down the street and, just the dog's like, this is great, I guess. So we're walking the dog, but I couldn't sleep. And I'm in bed. I'm bouncing off the wall. And it's like, come on, the parents got to wake up. It's 6 o'clock. Come on, you guys got to get up. And they're like, all right. So they come downstairs half asleep and we tear through everything. But I was telling them all these pennants here. I had them on the tree. They had all the sticks and everything. They stuck them all in the tree.
Wow, it's rare to find them with the sticks.
Yeah, as a kid, this is back in the 70s. So that was really cool. That was like a fun little Christmas there. I remember that one. And I wish I kept them all. We never took a picture. I was so excited. I took them all down. I was like, look at all the pennants. And like, we didn't get to take a picture. I was like, oh, let me put them all back. But RJ's here. Good to see you. Sports
Happy
Time
holidays,
Machine.
Rob, yep.
Larry, Bears Den, Corey, Tribe. Big Polly. Big Paul, yes, I did open my Christmas presents already. I got the red, white, and blue racing
You're a
from
kid?
Play.
He's asking if you did it as a kid.
Oh, anybody open? Oh, I'm sorry. Anybody open their present at Christmas? We were allowed one.
Same here.
Our
Same
tradition
here.
was one, and it was never anything like really good.
Yep.
It might have
Exactly.
been something silly or a little toy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was like a little taste. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we can't keep these kids forever, so here's a little taste. And we did that tradition here for a while. Me and the wife, we would open one at Christmas. Ray, this was us from StreamYard. This background here is from
very
StreamYard.
nice.
Yeah, somebody on StreamYard designed this and put it up for everybody for free. And there's a couple of them here. There's a Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. So that's the one I grabbed.
My dad got very clever, and we actually, because my sisters were quite little when I lived at home, we did our big meal on Christmas Eve because no one was going to stick around and be patient enough to sit through a big dinner after you've opened up stuff and been given all that chocolate. Here, be good while we do that. No. So we always did our big dinner on Christmas Eve and got one present. And then they would go to bed. I think they were drugged. No, they weren't really. Don't beat me up. And the last couple of years, Dad would eat the raw carrot. So we would leave out cookies and eggnog for Santa and a carrot for Rudolph. And so it would be the cookies and eggnogs for Ron, and Dad got the carrot. And I think the last years that we could get away with it before one of the two, my sister started to get too old for Santa stuff, was we had a computer. And so I left a thank you note on the computer. So when they got up in the morning, they could see on the screen, "Thanks for the cookies, girls. Love Santa."
Yeah, I remember. I think my stepfather used to go and do all that stuff there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Steve, thanks for coming in tonight. And you can't have the Oilers pennant at all, but maybe if you do some more videos. I'm kidding. I love Steve's videos. I do. Yeah, I'll Photoshop my own next year. I'm getting a little bit better at Photoshop. I got a lot of compliments on my hockey mat.
That hockey mat you did.
The hockey blast mat. It took me all day in Photoshop.
I bet it did.
It did. It just did. Mousy Tread. Merry Christmas to you, buddy. We're just kind of on here, just kind of chilling out here Christmas Eve. I opened up my one present, red, white, and blue racing. I can't wait to give that a go. I got to watch some more videos on it before I set it up, though, because I have an idea what to do, but I still want to watch. I do like the what I like about the play games is the golf. They do this too, is where you kind of just like shuffle cards and then pull out cards, and that kind of helps get through the first part of the race week. You know what I mean? And so, and Steve, we need to get you on Digital to Dice, Steve. I think we talked a little bit before about that, but yeah, Steve, we'd love to have you on Digital to Dice and just kind of just chat about games and stuff like that. So,
if anybody knows or is friends with Richard Hanna,
Richard Hanna too, yeah.
Would you like to? Yes.
Yeah, he does some fantastic games too. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm playing more basketball right now, and of the top four sports, basketball is my least favorite, and all I'm doing is playing basketball right now. That's how good his games are.
I'll be doing a horse racing stream probably over the weekend. I have figured out how to slow down the animation in the new Richard Hanna Lon Whitehead game.
What's going on, Danny? Good to see
Danny.
you, buddy.
Merry Christmas, buddy. Oh yeah. That was my, I got a phone call about.
Did you get the codes and everything for that?
I did.
Mary, so you played it? Did you play it yet?
Yeah, I played it.
You like it? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Yeah, we can talk about that maybe later.
I mean, that's like.
Oh, is it that good? Yeah. I'll probably get it too. I don't even like horse racing, but I'll probably
kind of like, I won't mention the speaker thing by name because she'll go off, and I've set it off 17 gazillion times in our streams. But it's one of those things. It's like, geez, that's kind of silly until you use it, and you're going, oh yeah. Hey, Glenn, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can you ask Alexa where Santa is right now?
Hey, Alexa, where's Santa Claus?
Okay, here's NORAD Tracks Santa. To use NORAD Tracks Santa, a parent needs to give permission. To do that, I sent some information to the home screen of your Alexa app.
Good. Now my phone will light up because you can't trust the 53 and the 49-year-old who are on this stream to use it on their own.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny. They got to check with the parents on that.
My mom, God bless her, She
Sorry, I'm not sure.
yeah, I know you're not sure. Thank you. My mom got
I don't know that one.
okay, stop playing. My mom, God bless her, she decided she can't come in the building, but she drove from her home to our place 45 minutes, couldn't come in. And Sarah doesn't know this yet. She made 2 stockings for us.
Oh, that's cool.
And so, no, we couldn't get it, Steve, because we're not old enough to use it without parental permission.
Yep.
So I'm looking now behind my TV, and Sarah's going to come because my wife had to work tonight. And we actually have stockings to open tomorrow morning for Christmas. How sweet is that?
That's cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, we did the present thing this year. We didn't for many years, and this
What
year
you
we
got
said,
her? I know what you got, but
oh,
what?
gee, yeah. She wanted a little air fryer, so I got her the air fryer. She wanted a couple of books, things like that. Yeah, just little stuff like that. Just some stuff around the house that she wanted. Nothing crazy. We didn't get crazy. But it was nice this year to finally get us something, you know. And I knew what I was getting, but still, I opened that this morning. I was like, yeah, red, white, and blue racing. You know, it's fun. Yeah.
One of Sarah's gifts was my oldest youngest sister, as they're telling my speaker to behave, makes sellable arts and crafts. And so she had, because Sarah's not watching this, Sarah is a huge fan of owls. We have a whole collection of owl paraphernalia. Owl, yeah.
Who?
Tootsie Roll Pop, 3 licks. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
And so I just happened to look in the store because I was going to get her something that my sister made, and there was a set of owl pillows. So I bought those, and she wrapped them up, and I don't know where they are, but they're here somewhere in the house. And so so that's one of the things that Sarah's getting tomorrow.
You know, I had never seen an owl.
Hi, Bruce.
Never seen an owl. I obviously seen pictures and stuff like that and videos, whatever, but I'd never seen one. And I hear them all the time. I hear them all the time over here, right? Our neighbor was over the house this summer. Was it this summer or last summer? I don't know. It was within the last year. And this big thing swooped down the middle of the street. And we just like, what the heck was that? He's like, that's an owl, and went up into that tree. So we ran over it, and it was dusk. And so I looked up, and you could just see his silhouette. So I got the camera, and I'm taking photos, but all I could get is this silhouette, right? A car come around the corner with the headlights, and it hit it just right. And my neighbor got a cell phone and snapped a picture of the owl. And I forget what kind of owl it was, but he was.
Oh, you posted that, right? I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that was I don't know, this summer or last summer, and that's the only time I've ever seen an owl like in person. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful, you know. But I've never seen that. So that's the one thing common thing I've never seen. I've seen a bald eagle. One flew over my head over here a couple of years ago. I was walking the dog because we got them over here by the airport, and but wow, yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen an owl. And cool. Bruce is here. Hopefully Bruce is doing okay. Up on the dice line. Merry Christmas, Dave. To you and your family, thank you for all you do for our little community. I just watched Ron's video and thanked him as well for being who he is. So on the dice line, we got a text coming in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I did a video for the channel. I did a video for friends on Facebook.
Oh, there's a good question, Robert. Yep. Yeah, that's a great question. We'll answer that 1 second. And Bruce, Mrs. B says, Merry Xmas. Good. Hopefully you guys are doing well over there, Bruce. Hopefully Lola's doing well. Lola the dog is doing well. They got a really good dog. We have a really bad dog. They have a really good dog. So we brought CJ over.
Oh yeah, that was
number 1 was not behaving, and their dog is like so well behaved and so relaxed, and our dog is just like rah, 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 rah. He's like a little dog syndrome. You know, he doesn't bite, he doesn't hurt, but he's just so annoying, and it's just like I have to keep pulling him away because it wasn't fun. Lola's great. I wish we had a good dog. We don't have a good dog. We have a pain. You know, he thinks he runs the house. All right, that's what it is. He runs the house. He does run the house. Okay, but let's get back to this chat room. Where is it? Chat room. This is a good question right here. What is the one Christmas that you'll never forget? Boy, I tell you.
I've drawn a blank.
I think I was I was telling the story before you jumped on here when I was a kid about the one that I probably 78, 79. So I was 11, 12 years old, something like that. And I couldn't sleep at Christmas time. And we had just moved in the new house. And I remember going downstairs and seeing all the presents on the tree. I was like, holy smoke, look at this place. And I couldn't sleep, and I ran upstairs and I'm bouncing up in the bed and I'm standing on my head. Seriously, I was like so excited. And I was telling him how I took the dog out. It was still pitch black. It was 5:30 in the morning, and I walked the dog. I couldn't sleep. I was like, I'm like 6 o'clock, like laying in bed, like, come on, parents, wake up, and I'm downstairs. I'm trying to like make subtle noises to wake everybody up, come on. Aside from banging pots and pans, and that's one I remember. That's one I remember.
Christmas '86. We lived in the ski lodge. We had moved from the town that I grew up in and to the central part of the state. And so we had to, because I grew up in a Brady Bunch family, we dropped kids off at other parents. And so I rode with my dad down there, and we took this beautiful long 3-hour ride up and back. And it's always stunning, maybe just because I was 15, just turned 15, just how quiet things are on the roads. Now, Vermont, of course, is pretty quiet anyway, but quiet, and the lights, and just what a show. And being in the car and listening to relaxing Christmas music. It wasn't Mariah Carey was still in high school at that point, so my dad didn't suffer. That, I think, is the one that I remember the most, just kind of vegging out and enjoying that road trip. I
don't think there's one that jumps out at me. Definitely Christmas memories that probably gonna be 20 years ago. Well, that was kind of weird. I jumped around there. Hopefully
you're freezing up.
Oh, I don't know what the heck's going on over here with my signal tonight.
She on her iPad or something like that?
Yeah, I don't think she's streaming anything though. She's probably just playing a game. That shouldn't affect anything though. I'm hardwired in.
Yeah.
But I had this problem last night too. I had a couple of jumps. So hopefully be all right. But there was one I remember that we did the whole Christmas Eve thing with her family, and we were just sitting down late at night, and I love that was it a Christmas Carol? The Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh yeah,
there's like 4 or 5 different versions of that, and I like the black and white ones, and I could sit there and watch that, and I would. Christmas Eve.
Last year you watched one that was especially dark.
That was on TNT or something like that. Yeah, it was on again. I recorded it again. That was a dark one. I didn't want to watch it again. That was just too dark for me. That went to bad places, And so I remember like one Christmas, I was just chatting with a friend and watching that in black and white at like midnight when everything was all done, and that was relaxing. But speaking of that other thing you said, there was one night we lived in an apartment before we moved here, and we went next door to her mom's house. We were driving home on the highway, and I remember going down the highway, and there wasn't many cars on the road. And you could see off the highway, you could see people's houses. We were going by, you could see people just like sitting there relaxing at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, after they'd done their Christmas stuff on Christmas Eve. And that's something I just remembered. It's just looking over and just seeing people in their houses, just relaxing, lights on.
Peaceful.
It was very peaceful. The traffic was light. Everybody was just enjoying themselves in their houses. It was just fun, like looking in, and seeing all that stuff.
Favorite cartoon?
Charlie Brown was there we go. Favorite Xmas cartoon. Oh, the Charlie Brown was obviously good. Any of the Rudolphs, the Charlie in the box was pretty good.
Yeah, the Rudolph one. I mean, the stop action animation was something that we only saw at Christmas. The Rankin and Bass ones.
Of course, you got the Bumble up here in the corner that you see here. The Heat Miser and the Cold Miser. Those were always great. I was speaking of Big Polly, brought up a good one here. 23 degrees and snow in Clearwater. Well, I'll raise you one. A handful of years ago, it was 60 degrees here.
And 5 years ago.
5 years ago, we had the windows open and the doors open, and we were roasted, and we had fans on because we had it here at our house, and it was ridiculously hot. We had never had a Christmas in the Boston area that hot since I was alive. We've had some warm Thanksgivings, but never have we had shorts and T-shirts on Christmas.
It was a beautiful walk that day. Dave, it's supposed to be 57 and poor here tomorrow.
Yeah, same here. It's I think it's already started raining. It's 50 right now. I walked the dog today. It was really nice, but it's gonna rain all day tomorrow. So
We had that nice unexpected snow, the one that you got 14 inches, we got 4, and it had stayed cold enough so it stayed on the ground. I'm not a huge snow fan, but you want it on Christmas. You want a white Christmas if you live in New England.
yeah.
But no, it's gonna be brown.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be rain. Yep. So yeah.
Yep.
So there was I used to enjoy that. I remember back in the day, you used to have to you used to have to look at the TV guide or catch when they were going to be on because they were on once and that was it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And usually it was like Thanksgiving night or the day after Thanksgiving. You're like, oh my gosh, Rudolph's on. Like, now I'm not ready for it. And now they rotate and they're on demand and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah, you can
we were
watch
kids. It's like
whatever you want.
You missed it. You missed it. That was it. So Larry's got some frost out there in Northeast Ohio.
Chatter's got sleet in Tennessee and
freezing
rocks
down
and ban him, would you?
Yeah, we're gonna have to block this guy, the 76 degrees guy. Holy cow. Yeah.
Sure you are. And how much eggnog did you put into your rum tonight?
Oh my gosh, speaking of eggnog, my neighbor brought over eggnog pie.
And she had made we talked about this last year.
I think it was last year she brought one over and it's just like, and then I snowblowed her out a couple of times and she brought over another one last year. And I was like, so she brought one over again. I was like, oh my gosh, graham cracker crust is just like to die for. And then my wife made a couple of chocolate pies today and made her own cream. It's just like, you got to stop. You guys have to stop. This is the only time of year I eat like pies. I don't like eat pies any other time.
For Christmas dinner, this will be the first time in a while that Sarah doesn't have to work on Christmas because she always takes Thanksgiving off because that's usually remember birthday. We usually come, but we don't have small kids or any kids except for the cat. And so like big deal. You work second shift on Christmas, you get paid too much. Rod says way too much. So it's a French Canadian tradition to make pork pie. Ever heard?
Oh yeah, yep.
I had cheeseburgers tonight too. McDonald's was open, so we had it delivered. Someone suggested that one of the people that comes in and gets me up in the morning actually grew up in Quebec. Her husband's a Canadiens fan, and Dave won't mute me anyway. What? Anyway, so she said, yeah, you go right ahead. So we call
it Canadian stock. I'll give you the small box for the Canadians.
That was it for the hockey. I got my slamming. So we're swapping recipes and how we make the pork pie, because it's usually a mix of ground pork and hamburger. Well, she uses veal. I went, oh yeah. So I got Sarah some ground veal, and so this year we do a pie for Christmas and we'll make a second one and freeze it for New Year's. And so so this year's pork pies are pork, veal, mashed potatoes, and onions.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
There's a restaurant down here that sells pork pies, and they're like a minced pork.
Yeah, that's the English pork pie.
Yeah,
which is
good. It's a little salty sometimes, and I get a small one.
Eat them cold or heat them up. Though for those, because I've seen them both ways.
I can do both. Or I can heat them up a little bit.
These we bake and eat hot, like you would like an old mincemeat pie or something.
Yeah,
well, that's exactly what it is.
Shepherd's pie almost.
Yeah.
They're not bad. I get them once in a while. I don't get the big like regular size pie. I get like
that's what these are. And
they're still a big slice, and it's a big slice, but it's a slice. It's like, okay, that works too. Just I like it, but I don't want to eat a whole one.
So that's what we've done it maybe 10 years now, just because it's just us, and it's a good lunch.
I get up this morning and she's just like, "Can you bring up the ham?" Okay, so we had a spiral ham. Can you bring up the chicken?
How many people are you feeding?
Okay. And then she's like, "Can you get the shrimp for coconut shrimp?" I'm like, "Okay." And then she's like, "Can you beat up the mashed potatoes?" I'm like, "Okay." And then she's like, "Can you put the dip in the oven?" I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Who's coming?" She's like, "My mom." I'm like, "We have a chicken a spiral ham, stuffing, mashed potatoes. I forget what else I mentioned. Some kind of a
Coconut shrimp.
coconut shrimp. We had some kind of a dip. She made 2 chocolate pies. I'm like, we got enough people food here for like 8 people, 9.
Yeah.
So, and we had 1 person coming over. I think 2 ended up showing up, but they just ate like birds. It's like, so I had a little bit of stuffing, potatoes, ham, and it's like I was full. I like just had a little bit and I was full. I was like, just it's like, what are you thinking? You know, I got 10 pounds of ham. Like, what am I gonna do with this? You know,
CJ.
yeah, I'll make some eggs and ham in the morning. That's for sure. I always do that on Christmas. But wow, it's just you know, it's like I know we've had people over in the past and we've done a lot, but just when it's just the 2 of us, it's like I say, we got to scale it down a little bit. Just
Yeah, no, that's why we've always
don't cook for the family if it's just the 2 of us, you know.
So once we actually did what they did in the Christmas Story. We did the pork pie for lunch, and the Chinese place down the street opens at 5.
Oh, there you go.
And so I ordered Chinese for dinner. Because if you can't,
we had Chinese last night. We went to the China Jade up the street. Yeah, we hadn't been there in a couple of years or so. Maybe 3 years now. We haven't gone there in a long time to eat because last time we went there, we just did not like it. But they were sold and somebody bought them or whatever. And I went in there like 6 months ago with a friend of mine and just had the food, didn't like it. But I said, let's go there one last. We'll give it one more go. We've been going to the other places. I wanted to get out of the house last night. I didn't want to go far because it's only up the street. And I got to say, the food was really good, like really good. And I was like, wow, I don't think we've had food this good here in 10 years. You know, we used to go all the time. And then we stopped going. But I mean, it's like I was pleasantly surprised with how it would be. Because I thought we'd go in there and be like, same old stuff. That's why we don't come here. And that's why we're not going to come back. But we gave it a shot and they came through. So I got to say, good for them. Good for them. And no, luckily, I don't have much of that. My mother-in-law loves me. She loves me a lot. Okay. Yeah, funeral potato.
Funeral potato.
I don't know.
Is that like a scallop potato?
I'm not sure.
Or
or
escallops. You know, those are the ones that were sold in the Betty Crocker box. There was 2. There was one with just cheese, and the other one was cheese and ham in the potato, or with the potato. And my mom would buy the Betty Crocker ones, and so they were dehydrated and sliced. And so you would just put them in a casserole dish. You could put whatever I suppose you wanted in with it, and bake it for 45 minutes, and they were good. Just a basic cheese sauce, and it wasn't an instant potato, but a dehydrated potato.
Oh, nice. We're supposed to go to my uncle's tomorrow, and he usually does a prime rib, and it's
so that was my dad's go-to for Christmas was prime rib.
Yeah, and
it was a rough teenage years, Dave, having prime rib every year for Christmas. I've never been a huge ham guy. When I got with Sarah, we would do, her parents would come over for Christmas, and we would do a ham, and it was good. But as far as, you know, a poultry on Thanksgiving, but really, I'm not a huge ham guy. I like it in sandwiches and stuff, but as far
we
as
get the spiral ham because it's pre-cut and you just rip it off and eat it, and you can make sandwiches with it.
Right.
My grandmother, holy cow, my grandmother, when she was like, she would make a ridiculous smoked shoulder ham.
Ooh.
Oh man, that was like the big thing in the ham, the shoulder. And she had it down to where she would cook it in water, and I think like, was it vinegar she would put in there? There was something she put in the water, and then she would dump it out, and it would take like a lot of the salt out, and then put it back in fresh water and cook it again.
Oh,
and do that again, and so she would change the water twice during the cooking of this thing. And I forget if it was some kind of a vinegar she put in there or something that just made it
something that would, because that's the thing with a lot of the hams. Casserole, shredded potatoes. I think we're kind of talking about the same thing, but you could throw anything in with it. Yeah. Were you
nice, good?
Do you have the grandparents that did the canned hams? You're old enough for those.
Yeah, no,
she see them in the stores every once in a while, but they're not.
Yeah, no, she did the smoked shoulders. That was her go-to.
Oh, yes.
And I would like anytime she'd be like, "What would you like for Christmas?" Like smoked shoulder ham, without a doubt.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just was just, and I would take it all home too. It was so good, and we've made it here a few times, and the wife's cooked it a couple times, and she's done a really good job with it here.
Sarah will do pork tenderloin every once in a while. She'll say, pick one up in the Instacart or whatever. Santa won't come if we stay on too late. Yes, dear.
I know.
But no, we haven't. It's probably been a good 20 years since we bought a ham.
Yeah, no, we're ham people over here. Obviously, it's a turkey at Thanksgiving, and she cooked the chicken, so she likes chicken, and the dog likes chicken, so she'll fix the dog a plate of chicken or whatever. Dog eats better than I do sometimes over here, but I like my ham, so she got the spiral ham today, and the stuffing. She actually left the chicken in too long, and the stuffing got burnt, and it was so good. It was.
Oh,
so
really?
Good. Oh yeah, it was all crisped up. It was like the crispy stuffing is just the best. I mean, obviously, if it's burnt, it's bad, but it just it was cooked really.
Did she add anything to it, like celery or?
Not
You're
usually.
not one of those giblets people, are you?
No, not usually. I mean, I don't really like a lot of stuff in my stuffing. I like just stuffing bread. Some places will add a little bit of celery in there, and that's okay.
We'll do celery and onion.
Once you start adding onion and raisins and all this other stuff, it's
no. Celery and onion, and because I insist that we stuff the bird on Thanksgiving, and so it just between the chicken broth and the butter that we have got in the turkey, it's
Hello up there in Maine. How are things up in Maine tonight? We're getting rain tomorrow. It's gonna be warm but rainy, so that's how we're gonna celebrate our Christmas in the rain.
I'm dreaming of a brown Christmas.
Yeah.
You go, oh, Bruce, good for you. So what are you bringing her?
His mom is cool. I bet his mom. His mom is really cool. It's been a long time, but I met his mom.
That's great. In Kingston.
Ah. Oh, I think she might be in New Hampshire. I think there's a Kingston, New Hampshire. Maybe it's Kingston, Vermont. She might be in Vermont with you.
No, there's no Kingston, Vermont.
Oh.
She could be in Jamaica.
Oh, maybe she is in Jamaica.
70-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, we're supposed to get a lot of wind here too. So.
All right. Alexa, what's the weather in Burlington, Vermont tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Burlington, you'll see showers and can expect a high of 60 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 28 degrees.
Thank you.
Of course, Ron.
So
have a good night.
You too. Ham dinner. Oh, yeah. Ham and pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving last week. Oh, Sam had. Yeah, I'm not a huge pumpkin pie person either. I am.
No, I'm not a pumpkin anything.
Someone posted on Facebook a picture. Good. His speaker ignored me. Good. Picture of a small piece of pumpkin pie on top of a container of Cool Whip. Is that enough Cool Whip for your pie? Yes, that is enough Cool Whip.
It's not that I don't like pumpkin anything. It's just, I mean, I can, like, if the wife's having a coffee and it's pumpkin spice, I'll have a sip, and it's like, oh, that ain't bad. I wouldn't want a whole thing, but I don't mind a sip. Pumpkin pie, take a little slice. Oh, that's different. I wouldn't want the whole piece. Nope. So I'm very, very, yeah.
Oh, Bruce, awesome. Awesome. I actually did see my mom tonight. I tried to tell her not to drive to Burlington and come do it when we could spend some time with her when the wife was home, but she insisted. Yeah, Larry, 60 degrees here on the shores of Lake Champlain.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray. The coffee shops are closed for Christmas.
All right. Someone had to.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I can vouch for that. I went to Burlington last year. I can vouch for that.
And he survived.
I did survive. I hid most of the time. I had a fake mustache and stuff on there.
He insisted we call him Gabe Gardner.
Yeah, I went like this. I was like, how's it going, Ron? I'm here to see Ron Jacket. Oh, weren't you here last week? What do you mean? That's my special mask.
We don't need to know that. It's Christmas Eve, okay? You and Aunt Becky can have fun with the mask later.
Oh, poor Aunt Becky. So what'd you get for Christmas? Are you guys open gifts yet, or what's going on?
We haven't. No.
No. Yeah, we did us. Like this morning. We're gonna wait till tonight. And she's like, let's just do it now. We're kicking around. Put on some Christmas music. Dog was barking, so it's like, okay. We know we didn't wrap anything though. We just kind of I just handed her the boxes. Target box, Amazon box. Here you go. Here's a box cut. I just cut it open.
Merry Christmas, Nathan. Yeah, 65-mile-an-hour winds on the New Hampshire seacoast. Yeah, yeah. We'll see. If it's not pouring in the morning, Sarah and I always go for a walk on Christmas. Again, for the same reason about the drive. It's just so quiet. But
yeah,
that's been downtown all year. So.
Like, if it wasn't raining in the morning, I would walk the dog. And the last few Christmases, I used to walk the dog in the morning, and it's fun. It's fun because it's like everyone's in the house doing their thing, and sometimes you see people shuffling in and out, but it's peaceful. You don't get all the traffic that you do of a normal day. So, I did open it. Yep, I flicked through red, white, and blue. So I got the 2000 classics. I got the 2019 season. I think I might at some point get 1999. That's the other race season. But I want to do a couple races first to see if I can get in the hang of it and get in the groove of it, and do it that way there. But I did. I've been watching a lot of videos, so I should know how to play it. I'll skim through the directions, but I have an idea what to do. I just need to it's different when you actually sit down in front of the game and play it without watching videos. That's a little different. Gridiron Wars football. Nice. Can I send you a copy of chat? Yeah, I can send you my chats. Not a problem. And they really help. The fast action football chats and the Gridiron War chats, they really help. You need them. You do, because otherwise you're digging through the directions. And Mike says he's gonna light us up like a Christmas tree in the scrimmage game. Okay.
Yeah, Dave. We'll see. I liked it, but again, if depends on how much you play it, what seasons you want.
See, I didn't get it last year, so for me, 2 years of upgrades might be worth it. Although I haven't played it since I had the Spiders season thing there, it didn't work out. But I'm really liking the replay PC baseball. Yeah. So I might as well. The only reason I would buy the new action PC baseball is because I have all those seasons, and it's like I might as well use them with the new game. Right.
Basketball was the game that got the most love this year, and baseball's probably going to do in 22 or 23. So yeah, not a big deal. It's a good game. I've enjoyed the start of the 49 replay. So
yeah, I saw that. I like some of the new features that it had. But the PC replay is really fun.
Yep.
I saw ID was playing Fall Classic and inputting the stats into replay while he was playing. That was kind of neat. So I was thinking about trying to do some SSG or Strat basketball, input the stats into replay PC basketball. But I would probably only do that for like a series. I wouldn't want to do a full season like that.
Need to have the season in replay basketball.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, I'd have to have the same one. Yep, that goes without saying. But if I wanted to do a 7-game series and keep stats, I could plug them into there and do that. That's why I wish they had a hockey game, because I could play all these hockey games and just drop in my stats. And I know I could do it with the helper there, the hockey helper. But still, that other one comes out so nice. But
so can I yell at you for getting me into Gems of War?
Oh, I played that all day on the iPad. I got it connected now with my computer and my iPad, and I'm just sitting there on the iPad just playing. We were just watching TV today, and she was cooking, and every now and then I'd help her out, but I just go chill out and just I'll just play it on my iPad, and then that way I can just pause it anytime and just go help her out in the kitchen or whatever. But that game is so fun. I mean, it's repetitive as heck, but it's still fun.
Yes, it's addictive, and I've almost did the quest for the first 2 kingdoms there, and the silly stories, and I could see myself. That's it's one of those ones that if you it's free to play, it's on Steam.
Yep.
That if you just take your time, you can get really good at it, and if you're half asleep, you can get beat.
Well, I find that I'm playing the low level matches right now, and I'm walking through it, and when I go to a level 20s where I run into problems.
We got Little into it too.
Oh, he's playing it right now. That is, Gems of War is so fun. Let me see if I can bring up my channel here, and I'll show you a little bit of.
I forgot who won Al's race. Speaking of Mr. Red Sox fan, I got a phone call today from a certain community member, because people have my phone number, and I got accused of being a pusher again. Guess what he bought?
Oh,
He bought the top of the stretch and the great 100 horses.
oh, really?
Yeah,
So here's
it's addictive as anything.
yeah. So this is me playing Gems of War. It's Bejeweled. I mean, it's actually Puzzle Quest. If you've ever played Puzzle Quest, that's what this game is, because you're playing Bejeweled and you're matching the symbols here, but you're also having a battle. You're fighting the opposition, and so if you match the skulls, you do damage. But if you match certain colors, if you get enough of that color, you can cast a spell, or you can use your special weapon, or whatever it is. I mean, there's different kind of things that happen during the game, so it's involved, but it's easy. It is real easy to learn and real easy to play. And I love the match 3 games, and this is like Bejeweled on steroids. You can see I just called a shot there, and I took 10 damage on 2 of them over there, and I do pretty well, except when I take on level 20. When I get to level 20, that's when I don't do well at all. So
yeah, no, I spent 2 days playing that.
Yeah, no, this is fun. Yep. So, but it is, yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. I appreciate that.
No, I know it.
Got a house full of new games that between Thanksgiving and Christmas that I've bought, and what am I playing? Let's solve some puzzles.
Yeah, I know. Is it basically playing Bejeweled? That was my, I played that Puzzle Quest on the Xbox 360, and I there was 2 of them, and I played them a lot. In fact, there was one of the Super Bowls, and I couldn't watch the Super Bowls back in the day. They played the Giants. They lost in both, but I forget which Giants one it was, and I ended up playing that. I just couldn't watch the Super Bowl, and I played, and I would check in on the scores. Like, yep, can't watch because they're gonna lose, and they did lose, but that was my Super Bowl game. I was just like, can't watch it, and I just played Puzzle Quest the whole night, and just to take my mind off the game.
I was nice and didn't wear an Eli Manning jersey tonight. You're welcome.
That's all right. So they got football playoffs coming. How many more weeks in football? 2 weeks in football?
I think the last weekend of the regular season's New Year's weekend. So I think it's 2 after this. There's a game tomorrow night.
Yeah, they said that they've played football every single night this season.
Yeah,
there hasn't been one night they didn't have a football game. Not every week, but I mean, instead of the usual Thursday, Monday, Sunday.
Right, we've had games on Tuesday and
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I think they've had some, or they're going to have some, and then
tomorrow's a Friday game. Yeah,
Saturday. So yeah. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I can't watch. I didn't watch any of the Bruins Stanley Cup against the Blues. I couldn't, and I really didn't follow. I don't follow modern sports as much anyway. But yeah, I couldn't watch any of that.
January 13th.
Yeah, middle of January, right in the middle of January, supposed to start. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if they're going to allow fans or not, because that's not a league that can survive without fans. Because tickets go a long way.
They're still the league that's most dependent on the gate, but the players have made some concessions. I think they're going to start in some cities. You'll have some gate, in some cities you won't. You still got the NBC TV money coming in, and the Rogers TV money coming in, so it's not a complete whitewash. And hopefully, as vaccines get rolled out, and maybe we can get some in.
I had the NHL TV. It is very reasonable. If you get the electronic one,
it's $24.95 a month. I got the thing today, and since my team's not a market team, go Habs go. That because they're not playing the Bruins, I get all 56 games because NBC Sports Network is not going to be televising Winnipeg and Montreal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when they had the full seasons, it was like $119. I think.
Yeah, 56 game season.
Yeah, and for a full game season, it was $119, and you could watch it on the iPad. I could sit at a restaurant, watch it on my phone. That was kind of fun. But the problem is, like, you couldn't watch local teams, and you couldn't watch anything on the NHL network, and you couldn't watch anything on NBC. So once they started doing that, it didn't make much sense to have it anymore, because it basically, unless you really liked a mediocre team that you had to follow, you were going to get the best.
That's not necessarily a mediocre team. I mean, if you're a diehard, let's say, Rangers fan or Capitals fan, you're still gonna be 60 games in the regular season. You're not going to be able to see.
Oh, exactly. If you're a diehard, but I mean, for the most part, if you just want to watch some hockey, there's going to be plenty of hockey that you don't need that. But it was neat, because sometimes you could get four games on a screen at once. That was kind of fun. I played around with that and the whole bit.
And the other thing is, Merry Christmas, Joseph. Why are the Canadians called the Habs?
I'll answer that.
Go ahead, and then
Because they have changed all the rules back in the day to get all the best players to win cups. That's why they're called the Habs. Because, we have to have this guy. We have to have that guy. We have to have this guy. That's why they're called the Habs. And ever since they changed the rules, so they didn't have first pick out of everybody in Canada, they haven't won a cup since they changed the rules. Just saying.
Would you like some cheese with that wine, Gardner?
I'm just saying, if you had your pick, if the Bruins had the top pick in Canada of any player they wanted to, and they said, that's our guy, that's our guy, that's our guy, I imagine they would have won a lot of cups during the 8mm days too.
Would you like a real answer why they're called the Habs? God, you're awful.
Go ahead.
No.
Little screen.
No, come on, be a big boy. It basically means farmers. It's French for farmer, habitant de Montreal, so as Tex says, locals. So there's the H on the crest, and so it's essentially farmers or locals. So that's what they are, and in French it's habitant, and so it's shortened to 24 times Stanley Cup champ. I mean Habs.
Yep, it's short until let's change the rules. Make it fair for everybody.
Little says whatever the real answer is, it can't be better than Dave's.
You're right. My answer is probably the realest real of the real.
Hey, ask the Penguins how the playoffs went for them last year. It didn't.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. So,
well, what was it? Tampa Bay, Stars last year? Boy, it's kind of good that it wasn't a full season with regular viewers, because that's just two teams I couldn't watch. I can watch a lot of teams, but those two just don't do anything for me. Tampa Bay, they're good. They've never done anything for me as far as hockey goes. And they've won a lot of cups. I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
That's
Sorry.
right.
They just...
Tex says, folks on the Bruins unis is the hub of the universe, as Boston was once called.
They still think they're the hub up here. There's Boston, and then there's like the rest of the universe. That's just what people think up here. They really do. Not gonna lie. That wasn't a rant. That was the truth. The Canadians used to have the rights to everybody in Canada.
No.
Or within 50 miles of Montreal.
Right.
They had the rights to that. And there were some farm teams that just produced so many good players, they bought the farm team.
Yes.
So they did a lot of perfectly legal.
Absolutely.
Perfectly legal things. Just like the Patriots did a lot of perfectly legal things and got in trouble for it.
But you're right.
And the
two best most recent players from Montreal haven't played for Montreal. Ray Bourque and Vincent Lecavalier never played for the Habs. And so
that was after they changed that.
The St. Pat, yes, Toronto was quite Irish early on. And so
they had the St. Pats, the green team.
Pats before they were the Leafs, and they never spelled Leafs correctly. It's Leaves, not Leaf.
What was it? They had the Toronto Arenas at one point too.
They had a number of different nicknames.
What was the was it Toronto or Montreal that had the rink burned down and then the team folded? Was that the Wanderers or was that the St. Pats or the Arenas? There was a Montreal team.
This,
it might have been Montreal Wanderers.
Maroons folded.
Oh, the Maroons. Maybe it was the Maroons.
Maroons folded. But I think
somebody had a rink burn. It was obviously a wooden building, and the rink burned down, and the team just kind of was like, "Well, we're done." So, and I forget which. I think it was the Montreal team. The Maroons.
Maroons.
Okay, it was the Maroons. A little bit of hockey trivia there. Hey, you know what was the first American team to win the Stanley Cup?
The Rangers?
We'll give it a second. Chat room. What was the first American team to win the Stanley Cup? Do 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 do.
I think it's probably some obscure team.
It is.
Okay, so it's not like an original six?
No. I'd like to say they don't exist anymore, but starting this year, they do exist.
Wow. Okay, that threw me off. No one's biting.
We could probably get a little bit of a delay, so I won't wait too much longer. But it was the Seattle Metropolitans.
Oh,
Yep, they were the first American team to win the cup.
Kraken.
Now they're the Kraken.
I like that name.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Colorado.
I wish it was a more NHL team. We get too many crazy cities that aren't really NHL teams in the league. Sorry, I said it.
Seattle has been good for junior hockey for a long, long time. Seattle and Portland had junior teams in the Western Hockey League for 1,000 years.
Do they still have the Seattle Supersonics up there?
No, they're the Oklahoma City whatevers.
Oh,
The Thunder.
is that where they went? I used to like the Supersonics. They used to give the Celtics always a good game.
Mm-hmm. No, it was not Denver.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Denver.
Yep, Mungo got some stuff from Roberto Savini. Roberto had some great deals.
Oh, good. Yeah, I haven't played a Roberto game in a little bit. I had a lot of fun playing those games, though. I really did.
It's just
there's so many of them, you know.
I was thinking it's always dangerous when I think smoke detectors go off and all that. He's got a great curling game. I've tested that out. I haven't done anything really formal with it, but it only gives a final score. And I was trying to think of how I could do the finals as an end by end game or an inning by inning game as opposed to just the final score, because there aren't any real cricket. There's a lot of cricket games. There aren't any real curling sims out there. And Roberto has all the world championships and the Olympics. We need to talk about the Brier and the Scotties, which are the big Canadian championships, to get those carded. But he's got them all. The entire world's done. But I'd like to be able to play the finals and the semifinals and finals out end by end, because that would make it, I think, really interesting. Now, the Trans Am racing, his racing game is so good. I'm doing
seen a lot of people playing the Daring Racers.
Daring Racers. It's an easy game. It's one of those you would think that Sonic's memories when the power went out during here. Wow.
That's something that only happened in the Boston Garden.
Yeah, and a lot of college sports like track and field and golf. The Formula One game I'm doing last season because that was the most recent one they had, and I figured I would just do one or two, and I'll probably do the rest of them now. It's very quick. It's about a half hour to play. I have it all set up in a spreadsheet, and you roll 2D2 or 2D6. Check on the chart with their form, add, subtract. The computer does all that for me. And Lewis Hamilton is a god. Out of a possible 150 points, he has 143.
Yeah, so he can't be beat.
5.
So he can't be beat.
He can lose. He's lost one race to a teammate, and he's come close to losing another time. But Formula One is kind of, 2D2 would be flipping a coin. It's 2D6. But that's kind of the fun is this the week that he gets the bad dice roll and all that. So it can happen. But if you follow Formula One, that's what happens every week. Oh, yeah, he won again. Great.
Yeah.
Watching the Cowboys back in the 70s. Oh, they won again? Great. Thanks for playing, Tom.
So there's some women's curling. That's the Russian women's curling team, by the way.
My goodness.
Just saying. So I can see how you'd be a fan of curling, Ron.
Well,
there she is with the broom right there, sweeping away.
Well, at least we know one of us is a rock right now.
I remember that they had they got in a lot of trouble for that too. They did the Russian curling women's team calendar, and they got in trouble for that. Oh, really? In Russia. Yeah, they sold a lot of calendars.
I bet they did.
I mean, I might have bought a few just to have because I needed a calendar at the time. But yeah. But that's a real thing. That's not a joke. That's a real thing. That they did a Russian women's curling team calendar.
Have they legitimately got in trouble for it?
Yeah,
Or-
they yeah. I don't know if they got kicked out of the curling league or if the Russians kicked them out of Russia or not. But they was like it was frowned upon. You know?
Really?
Yeah. And the 80 winter Olympics replay. Yep, that should be fun. So, they got curling here. I've never played it, but they have it out here. If I want to go try it,
it's unique.
Yeah, you just spin that little rock there,
and there's a lot. You've played shuffleboard, right?
Yeah,
it's
Kind
same thing.
of, sort of, yeah.
You're talking with rocks that are 80 pounds or whatever. Polished granite. It's a fascinating sport.
I just can't see, there's obviously a strategy to it, but it just seems like if you have the last shot, you just wipe everybody out because you put the first rock in there and the guy just bangs it away, and then you get banged away, and then he bangs you away. But so the last guy that gets banged out of the circle,
Yeah, but if you get last rock, you don't keep last rock in the next end. So if you don't score, you get to keep it. So that's what keeps the games close because, So
yeah, Google that is the Russian women's curling team. That's why they're popular. They really are. I got a friend of mine that loves curling. When we went to the Metal Church show, and they had the bar separate from where the band played, and they had a break or something, and we went into the bar. They had curling on. We're watching curling before Metal Church went on stage. It was kind of fun. He was like, "This is great. I got curling on."
It's a thinking person sport.
Yeah.
All storms come from the same quarry.
The development. I said that about hockey when we talked about what our favorite, what sporting moment would we like to go back in time and watch. And mine was I'd like to go see one of the very first original indoor hockey games. And I seen some pictures of it. Now maybe I can call up that picture. I'll see if I can find that picture. And it's people just standing around watching them play on the ice, and there's no boards and no glass and no anything. It's like that would have been really neat to see the origins of that and to see how these people skated and the equipment that they had. That would be kind of neat. See if I can find a picture of that somewhere. Yeah, here's the picture right here. I'll call it up on my screen. This is the one I was talking about. Okay. Yeah, I mean, check this out. I'll show it to someone. Let me see if I can just share the screen. This is what I really would have liked to see this right here. That this shows up here. I mean, how cool. Let me make that maximum size. I mean, look at the image here. So you got look at the low hanging ceiling. That's kind of neat. But look at the people just standing there. And they're watching this game, and look at the net. It's just two sticks with a couple of flags on it.
There you go. Don't go backwards there. That'll be a Christmas you'll never forget. It's kind of like the Lexus. No, not you.
But I would love to go back and watch this game. And there's a lot of guys out there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Looks like they had like 7-on-7. It looked like there's a lot of guys out there, and look at all the people watching. There's people in the upper deck. There's people down below. It's like better being behind the net and having the puck coming at you. I mean, there's no glass, no boards. It's 1893. This is kind of neat.
They weren't shooting it that hard though.
Yeah, and I imagine they couldn't lift their sticks because they'd get caught in all the decorations there.
Like field hockey, you
Yeah,
hit it with one side of the stick and stuff like that. And I've read a story that that the original rubber that was used in ice hockey was round, and something got broken.
A window. It left the rink and kept breaking shops, the windows in the shops that were around the rink.
And so the guy, some guy, got rather upset and cut it into a puck type shape, and
he chopped. Yeah, I heard that story too. He chopped it up and he threw it back. He chopped off the ends of the ball and threw it back, and so it would slide and it wouldn't be like a soccer ball anymore. Yep. I do remember that story. That's one of the Supposedly that's a true story. That would be interesting.
What are those? A Christmas present, as a matter of fact, one year. Truth is stranger than fiction sports, and that was one of the stories that was there.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm probably going to go play something.
Gems of War.
When Tex Leaguer was an undergrad, his hockey rink dated from World War I and had a wire fence instead of glass, guys hitting opposing players in the head with beer bottles. Yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Charleston Chiefs season ticket holder. Tex, where are you from?
I think he's living in New Hampshire right now, but I'm not sure where he was. Well, there was a rink out here when I tried out for the team when I was in high school. It was a college team, and I tried out for them. They had me come up and play goalie one time, and it was outdoor rink. It was snowing on the day we played, so we had snow on the rink, and it was I don't know if it was chicken wire or if it was chain link fence instead of glass.
Oh,
yeah, it was just like, and it was outside.
That board, buddy boy.
Yeah, it was really weird. That was kind of really weird. I always thought, like, if your stick ever went through the chain link, they'd be like, oh man, what do you do with that?
Yeah, we can't do indoor hockey rinks up here this year, but one of the high schools is building, because you can do that up here. You went to Dartmouth, okay, so you're not too far from where I am. Is building an outdoor rink, a homemade outdoor rink, and that's how they'll play their games. Because you won't need to. It's up in St. Johnsbury, Tony Whitehill's neck of the woods. It stays below freezing, and so you can maintain an ice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
When I was walking the dog, there's a guy a couple streets over that he put a little rink in his front yard. Yeah. It's not that big, but it's probably for his kids. And it was the other day. It was frozen. We had those really cold days, and it was all frozen. I was like, "Hey, when do I come by with my team?" And we laughed about it. And I go by there today, and it's because it's 50 degrees and it has snowed. It's he's not going to be playing for a while. Yeah, it's not only is it not frozen, but it's all slushy. So you have to let it all melt. And snow really wrecks ice. It really does. Rain's not bad, but snow just wrecks it. So I don't know if he'll ever skate on that this year. A friend of mine put up a rink in his backyard, and he kept inviting me over. But it was like, dude, it's 43 degrees. How are we going to skate,
Yeah, I think it's really slushy that way.
It's got to get really cold for a really long time. Otherwise, you're done, But anyway, so we can jump out here. We just want to come on, say Merry Christmas. Thanks everybody that's been watching us on YouTube, listening to Digital to Dice, the whole bit. Maybe you catch us on Facebook once in a while. So
you did more than this than I did. I did the calculation of how many minutes people stream my stuff on YouTube.
Yeah,
it came out to the equivalent 750,000 minutes.
Wow,
which is the equivalent of 520 days.
That's pretty cool.
I bet you did more because you've did this stuff in all of our support chats and all that.
Yeah, the support chats do. The chats do pretty good. I mean, the individual games are fun.
Yeah.
And we get a little crowd for that. But these chats here are fun because we can interact more. It's hard to interact when you're playing a game, but when you're sitting back chatting, it's fun. And I kind of want to get on tonight. Excuse me. I knew that we'd do our Christmas somewhat early tonight. And so I figured I'd get on and say hi, see if anybody want to come on and have a little Christmas Eve chat before it gets too late. And tomorrow I'll be actually going across town to my uncle's house and having some dinner with him tomorrow night.
Enjoy. I'm going to be on 8 Eastern tomorrow night. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but we'll do something on Twitch TV for the holiday.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. Saturday, going to try to skate again a little bit. Get some skating in, and then we'll see what goes on Saturday night as far as anything on my channel goes. But I hope everybody has a good Christmas. New Year's. I think Al's doing something New Year's. I think that's what he said. Either you or Al. Somebody was doing something New Year's. We'll figure it out. We'll have something going on New Year's. I don't know where
sports banner.
I don't know where he would put it. There's no more room.
The CBS one was so big.
How big was it?
It's 4x7. But yes, I would probably. I don't know where I would put the CBS banner.
No, Steve, you didn't miss him.
So, alrighty. So,
yeah, I mean, if you'd have to get like a smaller CBS banner, and then an NBC, and I don't know. Maybe you can just rotate it. Have Sarah just kind of take it down and put up the new ones, like I do with my pennants. Just say, Sarah, can you take this down and put up NBC tonight?
She'll catch the next Uber down to Beverly and beat the crap out of you is what she'll do for that. When she the look on her face when she unfolded that CBS banner, because we thought it'd be right around the size of the ABC one, the one that beat me. I can't really hang stuff from the ceiling. We don't own the place, but yeah, I mean that's we had to buy special hooks for it. So I've seen the Wide World of Sports banners. They were not cheap. And that'd be perfect.
Isn't that what the ABC one is? What's the difference?
No, that's a special Wide World of Sports banner.
Really?
Yeah, with the ABC in the upper left and Wide World of Sports. They were black and white and the ABC in red.
Okay.
The ABC banner I have here is from the late 80s. 86, 87, 88.
Yeah, that CBS Sports one, that looks like something that was hung in the end zone.
That clearly is an outdoor banner. It is much thicker than the ABC banner, and yeah, that clearly is either was used for football or golf. I would think.
Yeah. Not nitpicking too much here, but it's a little crooked. As a concerned sub to your channel, just if I watched that for too long, if it was kind of crooked, it might bother me.
Would you like to? I could give you my wife's phone number, and you can tell her that. And yeah, you go right ahead. Good Christmas morning. Good morning, Patch.
Oh yeah, Patch is out there. It's already Christmas where he is. He's opening presents and having
maybe
coffee.
The cam is crooked. Well, the person that's in the cam is crooked, but not as crooked as a.
Yeah, you might have to like tilt your head to go along with that to make sure that it's like the Bat Cave. It's like we're watching, retro sports Bat Cave right now. I expect like the Joker to come in and the Penguin to come in. That's how crooked it is.
God, you are.
I'm concerned for your channel, so I want you to look good. I just want you to look good, and the more I look at that, the more it really is bothering me now. It really is.
Shut up. God.
See,
it's curled a little bit, yes, because it's not properly weighted in the center. Now, and see, my head's crooked now because I'm doing this for you. Things I do for you, Gardner.
The things I do for you, I'm looking out for you here, and I just wanted everything to be kind of looking good. Yeah, you'll be all right, I guess.
Yeah, it's been like that for about 3 months.
I don't want to come attack you or anything, because we had enough banner problems here on the channel.
The bad. Oh, that would be pure gold.
That is still the best. Dun, 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 that long throw coming in from right field. Oh, I can still see that as a kid. I
saw a vintage NBC Sports World banner with a red and blue N, but they wanted $700 for it.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't do that. These two were about $100 a piece. In fact, I talked the CBS guy down a bit, so he wanted 140. So I'll give you 100 for it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So that this week in baseball, as a kid, oh my, there was nothing better because we didn't have cable TV at the time, so we hardly saw any of the teams besides whoever Boston played or maybe Monday Night Baseball or whatever the heck it was back in the day. But so when that come on, was it Saturday that would come on?
Yeah, usually
Saturday before the games kicked off, and you would get caught up on what happened that week. That's how you got caught up. Now it's all instantaneous, but yeah. So it is. P-Jet, buddy, what's going on?
Merry Christmas.
P-Jet, I think he liked my my hockey blast mat. My hockey mat there.
That is a piece of wow.
I was very happy with that. I was very happy. I'm going to show that real quick before we sign off. I just want to see if I can find it right here. But yeah, no, that took me all day. Oh my gosh, that took me all day.
I'll work on getting you an exact quote about the crooked banner, and I will not share it on the air, but I will tell you exactly what my wife says.
Yeah, let me know, because it would be nice.
Trust me, she'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, I'm really not trying to make a big deal of it, but Right. I posted that on Facebook. I'm trying to find it on Facebook here so I could just throw it on the screen there for anybody that hadn't seen my banner yet. But the problem is the Facebook page is growing so much that
we're right around 580, 590.
Yeah, I can't even find it because there's so many things here. Let me see if I can call it up real quick. But yeah, we got I'm not sure how many people in the Facebook group. Yeah, if you haven't gone to our Facebook group, definitely check that out because it's pretty
By the
fun.
way, we pimp our own, but Dave Little's group, I don't know if he's still here or not. 1,700 plus people.
Wow.
It's almost doubled in the last year. So good for that. Yeah, Sarah will take it as constructive criticism, I am sure. Did you choke when you type that? PJ, I was signed, but I can make you a banner. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would. Do I have his email? Dave? PJ's email.
I can send it to you.
Just yeah, I'll send you a picture. Because I thought about that, getting a banner made with the RSN logo on it. But I like the CBS one and the ABC one beside me. But yes, if they were easier to put up, I would certainly, because someone asked if I would like an ESPN banner too. If they weren't too difficult, it's not like Dave's pennants, which you just step up and take them down with a tack. I mean, these
they go up really easy.
These things are legit banners that were on, made for television.
I had a heck of a time finding that mat there. I did want to show it off before I left. All right, so I'll just call up the Photoshop one then. But that took me all day, just getting all those logos and putting them in and sizing them up and making sure they look just right and the whole bit. It was fun, but boy, it was long. It really was.
But it's worth it, and you'll use that mat a ton.
Oh yeah.
You can use it for MP. Him and his buddy kid in Tampa. Did you see that they had custom 71 Topps cards made of themselves?
Yes. Yeah, I think you showed us that.
Hi, Jeff. How are you? That was great. Oh, that's great. I've thought about that as a business card, and I probably should do it because 71 being the year I was born, and since it's next year, it's 50. So
I think this is the final one right here.
okay. I'm sure it does, Steve.
Okay, see if I can show.
Congrats, Dave, on Little for doubling.
Yeah,
that group.
Steve, I'm wondering that now too, because it's once I start playing on these mats, it's gonna be like, man, how do they ever not play on
they're weighted, and as you said, they're easier. The cards aren't going to move around when you roll the dice and all that. Topps makes them.
I don't know if this is coming through. Yeah, there we are.
General.
So yeah, there's the mat. It was just Al Wilson's mat, and I brought it in and dropped in my own logos and put digital to dice in the center. And kind of what I did is I put the original 6 at the bottom, and then the next 6 on the right with my favorite teams in the very middle. And then on the left, I got the top left, I got some WHA. Bottom left is a couple of random teams that I liked. Over on the right, the top right is kind of some of the defunct teams and defunct logos. And then down the bottom right-hand side was some of the AHL teams I used to see when I was in when I was going to the Worcester Ice Cats games. In fact, we've been to Hershey, we've been to Albany, we've been to Portland, we've been to Manchester, we went to all of those places except for Cornwall. Cornwall's the only place we never went to. But they had a cool jersey. It looked like the Quebec Nordiques. I really like the Cornwall one.
They were the Nords AHL.
Yeah. In fact, at the time, I think that was 1996 that they were in there. They had their rink was the smallest rink in the AHL. It held like 3,600 people, and we never went there, but we heard that they had one of the smallest rinks. So yeah, that's my Hockey Blast mat that I sent off and got in. And, looking forward to using that. Really am. Yeah, and it's gonna be like, it is gonna be weird because I was tempted to get the golf one or not, because the golf one, I spread out on the table, but now that I get the mat, it might be a little bit easier. And what I used to do with the golf, Steve, I don't know if you had to do this, is because the golf game could be a 4 or 5 hour game, depending on how many times I got to get up to let the dog in and out. Okay. But I would play, be like, man, I'm getting tired, but I couldn't just leave it out because sometimes, the wife would need the table, something like that. So I would actually take a picture with my cell phone And it would see, that way there, I can put everything away and then get up in the morning and say, okay, Jack Nicklaus was here and Arnold Palmer was here and Fuzzy Zeller was here. So sometimes I would have to take a picture of where I was and then go back in and finish it up. It's the only way I could do it. It really was. Yes. And definitely kudos to Al for great game design. Yeah. I just used the racing one and the golf one as is, because I didn't need to touch those. Oh, you like my red zone? I might do that again. That was my idea when I started doing that 2nd and 10, was to do the red zone and whip around the league like I did. And I didn't know how that would work, but a few people said they liked that. So I might go back and do that again. Whereas that just was fun. It was just zipping around the league. So I might do that again. Payoff pitch sales one. Yep, they do. I might get a baseball one. I'm not sure. Then I'm thinking about a basketball one, because I tried SSG basketball and I really, really like it. I really do. I just don't know how much tabletop basketball I'm going to play, but that game plays very well. So maybe I'll do a couple series or something. Yeah.
That'd be something you would want to do, like during a snowstorm or something like that. Here's what how we're gonna pass this evening, guys.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. 3 hours. That's actually quick, because when I do mine, and you got to do the first 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is kind of like drawing blindly, and you figure out who's in and who's out, and then you set up your Sunday matchups. From the time I start that to the time I finish the tournament, it's always 4 to 5 hours for me.
You'll probably get that down though once you play more.
Yeah, I've done 3 or 4 of those. When I first got it, because I was unemployed all summer long, I had time to go and play out a whole thing, But I remember starting one at 7 at night, and it was midnight, so it had been 5 hours. And I was like, man, I only get 2 holes left, and this thing's coming down to the wire. I really don't want to leave now, But they did take me quite some time.
How did I settle on 49? I knew I didn't want to do another 70s, 80s season. I've done 2 of those, and I'll do them again, I'm sure. I really enjoyed them. But I knew I wanted to do something from post-war, somewhere from 46 to 64. And 46, the Red Sox run away with it. It's fun for me, but I don't, there's really nothing there that strikes you as a race. And 49, the Red Sox are very good. The Yankees are coming into their own, and the Dodgers and the Cardinals are neck and neck, and we have integration. So you get Jackie Robinson, and it's Yogi Berra. No Mickey Mantle. Joe DiMaggio actually misses half that year, Dave. So there's so many Hall of Fame players that people know. There's 2 good races in both leagues. And I'm tired of trying to pump the Red Sox into doing something and can't do it. So, I want to do a replay where the Red Sox play reasonably well, because it didn't happen in 78. So, I also want to take a year and learn more about an era too. There's no offense to anybody here, but you could find Tom Seaver stuff. You can find Mark Fidrych stuff. You can find Pete Rose stuff. You can find stuff. And I really wanted to do something that shows some other players and gives them the appreciation, because it's all the same game. It would be kind of like playing one of the original 6 hockey seasons, and Gordie Howe and Ted Lindsay and all that. So that's the direction I wanted to go in this year. It's also the last year before Vin Scully.
No, yeah. Patch, Inked Gaming, INKED, Inked Gaming allows you to upload whatever you want. I mean, probably within reason. You know what I mean? Obviously, but I just took the standard, I don't know, was it JPEG or a PDF or whatever Al Wilson had, and I just uploaded that. And then the other ones I just manipulated in Photoshop. But if I do a basketball one, I'm gonna create my own. I'll put the basketball court. I want to put a scoreboard like Strat has. I want to put the quarters, the fouls, and so you could put a little chip on everything that you would need for basketball. So you can have the score, you can have the timing of the game, you can have the fouls, you can have, whatever. And so I was going to design something like that for if I was going to play some basketball, I would design my own. But it's not just for sports. I mean, if you have any card games at all that you're playing, there's a couple, and they have like a just
blackjack or poker.
Yeah, I mean, they have like a generic space one that people use for different games too, or just maybe they have a logo for their group and they just use it as a mat, because it's a big mouse pad is what it is, and the cards just sit so nice on it. And it just rolls up and it goes away. It's really kind of cool. This is a neat idea by Texas Leaguer. Play the game golf by Donnie's a good way to set up Sunday fun. That's an idea too. That really is.
You have that, right?
I have that, and I like that. Yeah, that's just you roll the dice to see what your score is for the day, type of deal. So yeah, so if you had the same season, as long as you had the same guys, I suppose you could roll through that and
classic golf too, because he's got everything from 80 to I forget what it is, and they're pretty reasonably cheap.
And he said 49 was a hot. Yeah, Ron talks about this all the time.
Oh, are you tired of hearing about it? Look, we just played opening day. You're going to be really sick of it come next summer.
Right, so Ron, why don't you talk a little bit about it? All right, do I got to give you the big boy table? Like, how do I do the big boy table for you?
I don't think you can.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think I can make the guest bigger. That's all right. Texas Leaguer says you can play it by yourself because I would like to get the second season express. I don't know if I'd want second season. I've seen a lot of videos on it, and that's just way too long of a game. Just too long, and that's just me. And I know fast acting football is play by play, but I get that flying. There's really no charts to look up. So I can play a full game of fast acting football fairly quickly. But second season, though, it looks like it's a long game. But I do like the express version where you go zone by zone and stuff. I'd like to do that, but I don't want to have to buy the game and then buy the express and then get a season because now you're up to $100, and it's like, oh man, that's a lot.
A horse racing game.
Yeah, that's a yeah. So to spend $100 on that, but if you could just get the express and I could buy some seasons and play like a highlight version of the game, I would definitely do that. And Gilles,
Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas, buddy. Hopefully things are going good for you. Let me see. There's a great video of the Express version of Cole Sub YouTube by Play. Yeah, I've seen those. I've watched some of the Express games.
Football.
Yeah, that's. But I mean, it's the same idea as the NFL, and I like it because I think it's team cards, like Fast Action Football and Gridiron Wars, where it's a team card, not individual cards. And that's what I prefer to play with football. Individual cards with football is really difficult because there's so many guys. There's so many. But some good ideas here, people, from the community here. But yeah, so so I got my red, white, and blue racing. That's my big Christmas gift this year. I picked up a couple of small games for myself. I picked up this game called Pocket Landship. Have you ever heard of Pocket Landship? It's kind of a war military game.
Is that part of the print and play board that you're?
It's a print and play game, but the actual game, you can buy the actual game. And the cards, you can't reproduce what they do with the cards. They're just gorgeous, front and back. See, I have trouble printing front and back on my machine. And let me tell you, it's gorgeous. And what it is so you have 3 cards at the bottom. And they're, one of them is like the troops, and the others are like machines. It's called kind of like a fantasy fictional type of setting here. And you have, I think it's 6 or 9 enemy cards on top of you. So you're fighting 3 at a time. And you roll the dice, and you look at the dice. You have 3 dice, and you look at the 3 cards, and you try to figure out what you want to do with your 3 cards. So you can, attack the enemy. You can repair something. You can, skip a turn. So, I mean, it's a kind of a tactical game where you roll the dice and look and say, okay, what do I want to do here? And you can take the dice and put them on one card. So if you roll like a 1, 5, 6, you have to look, what does 1 to 6 do on this card? What does 1 to 6 do on this card? And what does 1 to 6 do on this card? And figure out your best course of action. And then you roll the dice for the enemy, and you do the same with them. You just lay the dice, and you see how they attack you. So it's a single player game where you attack the enemy and they attack you, and it just looks so much fun. It was originally a print and play game, but they sell a
nice,
beautiful version. So I had to get that. I was like, okay, I got that one. The other one that hasn't come in yet was a game called I think it's called Black Sonata, right? And this is a game. There's a little playboard here, and it's of England. And the idea is you're trying to find the mysterious woman. Okay. And it's a truly unique game engine, something I've never seen before. And what it is that you put cards in order, okay? And I guess there's 8 different variations of what happens. But there's like picture like 4 letters at the top and 4 letters at the bottom. Okay. And you gotta, so you say, okay, I'm going to go, all the way to the right, but you put them in alphabetical order with that letter. You know what I mean? And then you play the game and you go around the map and you try to find the lady. And if you go into like an inn, let's say, it'll give you a clue. It'll say she's either at an inn or a church. And you look at the map and you're like, okay, so she's either here or here or here or here. And then you flip the next move. She's like, well, now she's at a cemetery. It's like, well, if she's at a cemetery, she couldn't be here. So you deduce that she wasn't here and that she might be here or here now. And so you have your guy and you chase her around the map. And when you finally get to a place that you think she is, right, you take the card. And what's really cool about this, you take the card and you take there's like a clue card and it's got like a tiny punch hole in it. And you put it over like the inn and you look at it through the hole, like you're looking through like a keyhole. And if you see the silhouette of the lady, you found her.
Oh, that's cool.
But if it's blank, then you didn't find her and she's not there. And I think you have to find her 3 times. And meanwhile, you're getting hints in the game that give you an idea of what she is. And it's kind of like a whole logic puzzle type of game. It's hard to really explain. But the idea that it's got these little holes in the card, and then you look to see if you can see her. And the game engine is set up that she's constantly moving on the map, but she can only go one spot at a time, but you don't know where she is. And it's called Black Sonata is what it's called. And it's just super.
No, I'm kidding.
What?
Drive the Hyundai Sonata?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a joke made by Hyundai.
Yeah, here's just so here's just, let me just show you the quick board of this here. So this is the board. Okay. So if she was, let's say she was at London Bridge, okay, she's either at a place where the bank is like all the coins, or the ship has got the little rowing thing here at the bottom right. Well, if you look up there in Cornhill, which is above London Bridge, there's another bank, and all the way over on the left on Blackfriars, there's another ship. So she's either at the water or at the bank, so you don't know where she's going. So you chase her around is what you try to do, and then eventually, you take these little cards here. You see the little peephole right there? That's the little hole that you look through on the card to see if you find her. And it's just super, super fun.
That's very nice.
It's a very unique system. And I guess there's a couple of expansions for it too in the whole bit. But it's just the idea that, it's just you sit there and play by yourself and you're chasing around, you're using logic, and there's these little symbols on the card, and it'll say like, she was either, she was rich, or she was poor, or she has children, or it's one of those two, or all 3 of those. And so you get these little clue cards that you play. Yeah. And so I love little puzzles like that.
It says, for more than 4 centuries, scholars have argued over the identity of the mysterious Dark Lady of William Shakespeare's sonnets.
Yeah. And it's all based on Shakespeare and all that stuff there.
According to the sonnets, the Dark Lady seduced the poet and held him in an agonized thrall, while also conducting an affair with a fair youth whom Shakespeare also loved. Oh, so it was a triangle. Oh.
Well, how funny is that the expansion is called The Fair Youth? No joke. The expansion is called The Fair Youth. So yeah, it's all kind of loosely based on that, but you're chasing the Dark Lady around, and then I guess there's a fair youth you can chase around too.
Right. Santa's got to come, so we got to go to bed.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So all right, so we're gonna jump out here. We're gonna probably kick back and play a couple of games offline tonight as we wait for Santa to show up. Thank you everybody that tuned in tonight here on this Christmas Eve. Just wanted to have some fun chatting about some Christmas stuff and sports as we usually do. And we had a great crew tonight. And hopefully everybody gets some good games or some good seasons tomorrow. Ron, I hope Sarah gets some good seasons tomorrow. Did you get? I think, what season did you get her 49? You got her 49, right?
Sure. 1980 baseball, because she just loves baseball.
Oh, she was a big fan of the Phillies.
She was a big fan of hemorrhoids, so I got her the George Brett year.
There you go. So, all right. So everybody, thank you so much. Be sure to put some photos. Tell us what you got for games on the
Please,
Digital
yeah.
Dice Facebook page. Let me see if I can put that up here. There's the group right here. There it is right here. Facebook.com/groups/digital to dice. Please head over there tomorrow morning. Post all your stuff. Let us know what you got. Hopefully everybody gets some good stuff. Even if it's PC games, let us know what you got. We'd like to know what you guys got. And just check out those pictures and smiling faces and games, and that's what it's all about is having a good time here.
I know what I'm doing tomorrow night because Dave asked that I get something from the replay line to do, and so I'm going to get the 07-08 basketball season, and we're going to play one of the games of the final between the Lakers and the Celtics. So Kobe,
I was thinking about getting that season, so I'm interested to see what it looks like.
Kobe versus Garnett, Pearson, Ray Allen. So that's what I'll do tomorrow night. 80s.
Okay. All right, so 8 o'clock over on. Let me see, over on Twitch, which is right here.
That's me.
Over on Twitch TV, Retro Sports Network. Over on Twitch is where you can find Ron doing his games over there. Eventually, they do show up on his YouTube channel 24 hours later.
24 hours later.
Yep. But he's going to be doing that over there live. If you want to catch him live, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
And Patch, all right, shootout hockey, 85 Flyers, 71 Bruins.
Won't be any fights in that game.
No, it won't be any fights at all. Patch is having some fun, and P-Jet's all happy too. I'm happy with that too. I still got to play my strat 70-71 season with Maloshin net for the Blackhawks. I still got to do that. That'll be one of my projects coming up. So, all right, folks, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hopefully everybody has a good night. Hopefully Santa's good to everybody, and we'll be talking to you all shortly. And again, thank you for tuning in here and listening to the Digital to Dice podcast. Thank you so much. We checked the stats the other day, and it's through the roof. Really, just how many people are listening to the show. We just didn't think it would get this big, but it did. And so thanks to everybody who's helped keeping the show going. Steve, thank you so much for dropping by. It's always good to see you, and I enjoy all the stuff that you do on YouTube. So again, Steve, thank you. You've really helped me learn a lot of games and find a lot of games as well. So thank you for everything that you have done and continue to do as well. So, and we still want to talk to you on the show. We still do. Someday we're going to get you. Someday. I don't know how. Someday. Maybe the next time the Canadians win the Stanley Cup. Who knows? Sorry. I didn't mean to bring down the Christmas show with that, but I'm going to get you that VCR so you can watch some of those championships. I really am.
The DVD of the Bruins blowing Game 7 again, shall we?
No, I still haven't watched that. So talk to everybody later. Merry Christmas, people.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.